Jai Jyot. I am Jyotiva Jyot's son, the author of the book Caste Fraud, and welcome to my YouTube channel Caste Dastak. A caste fraud similar to the one committed by Anant, the protagonist of my novel, was committed by a lower caste Shudra man named Mukut, a Katha Vachak in Etawah, Uttar Pradesh. The title of my novel is Caste Fraud and its subtitle is Who Exposed My Perfect Caste Fraud of Caste Concealment in Brahma Vivaha, the Ideal Hindu Marriage. And how? My novel Caste Fraud is the story of Anant Kumar's caste concealment in Brahma Vivaha, an ideal Hindu Sanatan Dharma marriage. Anant Kumar, a low-caste Shudra man, conceals his lower caste and marries an upper-caste Brahman woman posing as an upper-caste Brahman. He commits this caste fraud as he was unable to find a suitable woman from his caste for marriage in America. In doing so, he breaks the absolute laws of the Chaturvarna caste order founded upon and perpetuated for eternity through endogamous Brahma Vivaha. Now the caste fraud of Mukut has created a stir in social and political circles throughout India. First, let's understand the meaning of the word Kathavachak. The word Katha in Sanskrit and Hindi means story or narrative, and Vachak means speaker or one who speaks. Therefore, a Kathavachak is literally a story speaker, variously described as priest narrators, religious preacher who recites kathas, that is, stories from Hindu religious texts such as the Ramayana, Puranas, followed by a pravachan, that is commentary. Now let's see how the caste fraud of Mukut unfolded. Mukut, a Kathavachak belonging to the Yadav community along with a few others from his caste, were invited by a Brahman woman for a Bhagavad Katha on 21st June 2025 in the village of Dadarpur located in Etawah district. Subsequently, it was alleged by the Brahmins of the village that Mukut Yadav had committed a caste fraud as he had concealed his lower caste status of being a Yadav and posed as an upper caste Brahman Kathavachak by the name of Mukut Agnihotri. When the caste fraud of Mukut was exposed, the Brahman villagers beat Mukut, cut his braid, and tonsured his head. Thereafter, he was made to apologize by rubbing his nose on the feet of the Brahman woman who had invited him for the katha, and her urine was sprinkled on him as an act of purification. Later on, the video of his humiliation went viral and the situation took a socio-political turn with legal allegations and counter-allegations made by both the sides. However, what made the incident viral and caught the attention of the entire country was the alleged caste fraud and the caste-based humiliation and discrimination of Mukut Yadav. The Brahmins alleged that caste concealment done by Mukut Yadav is a grave offense and not an act of mere impersonation. In this particular case, Mukut not only concealed his lower caste but also posed as an upper caste Brahman Kathavachak. Now, why has this caste fraud caught the limelight? Is it because the Hindu religious scriptures forbid a lower caste Shudra to be Kathavachak, especially for a Brahman event? They do, but the caste fraud of Mukut poses a more fundamental question which has perennially haunted the Hindus Sanatanis for long, the question being, is caste a non-negotiable, integral and essential part of Hinduism Sanatan Dharma, as it has divine sanctions of the scriptures, or is it made by the priestly Brahmins for their vested interests? I firmly believe that caste is an essential part of Hinduism Sanatan Dharma. Moreover, caste is mathematical as it is Anant, a manifestation of the eternal infinite cosmic consciousness called as Brahman Purusha. Now it's nearly impossible to prove this because caste is a consciousness, a subjective realization and difficult for objective understanding or explanation. Now in my novel 2, when Anand's caste fraud is exposed, he is ready to face any punishment, resigning to his fate as he knows that it's impossible to prove caste and the inequality it perpetuates, as caste is a lived, subjective, realized consciousness. But destiny intervenes when he loses a bet on the outcome of the presidential election of 2008. In losing the bet, he realizes the truth of America's founding principle that all men are created equal and the lie of inequality of caste. Thereafter, he is determined to prove that caste is a non-negotiable, integral and essential part of Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma, in a court of law to the people of America. But did his revelations about his caste fraud help Americans understand that caste is the non-negotiable, integral and essential part of Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma? To find out that and to understand the subjective, mathematical and infinite nature of caste, please do grab a copy of my novel titled Caste Fraud. And please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Caste Dastak.